Thank you for joining us. I'm pleased to be joined by recently named Devils associate coach Travis Green, who's kind enough to take time out of his afternoon to join us. As a reminder, send me a note in the queue and I'll add your questions to the order. We'll start with Amanda Stein, NewJerseyDevils.com.
Hi, Travis. Welcome to the New
Hi,
Jersey
Amanda.
Devils. Just for you to be able to be back in the NHL and getting another opportunity here, what does it mean to you personally?
Yeah, it means a lot. It's been a year and a half since I've been coaching, and when you've been in hockey your whole life, uh, even from when I retired to going into coaching, I wasn't out of the game ever for more than an off season. So a break was nice after coaching, but a year and a half felt like a long time, and I'm really excited to be back.
And how did this opportunity kind of come up for you? Obviously, the team lost an associate coach, but to be able to be part of the mix and then ultimately be the next associate coach of this team.
Yeah, I think there's a process to everything when you're adding to a coaching staff, and obviously with Andrew leaving to go to Nashville, that opened a spot up for New Jersey. And after talking with Lindy and having some great talks with him and conversations with Tom, for me it was a no-brainer after talking to them as far as joining the staff.
One of the things that Lindy said in the press release was just how much he's looking forward to seeing you work one-on-one with a lot of the players, given your personality and just the way that you are. What do you like about those times where you get those one-on-one opportunities with certain players?
Well, I think in today's game, that's a big part of coaching, that communication, that relationship building. Uh, you know, Part of teaching players is the players having trust in the coach, and I think the best way to have trust with a player and build that is through communication and building relationships. And uh, when I look at myself as a coach, that's a big part of how I go about coaching. And obviously New Jersey has a lot of young players, really good young players, and with today's modern day athlete, I think it is important that you have strong communication skills.
Do you look forward to being back in an organization with Tom Fitzgerald, who I know you know from your playing days, and kind of
Yeah,
go back with him?
yeah. It's I've followed Tom in his managerial career since he retired. Obviously, we've gone back a long way and played together on three different teams, and just you watch how he's developed into a top manager in the league. It's not surprising. He was a smart hockey player. Really understood the game and but worked hard. And I think he's done the same thing as he's progressed as a general manager. And that played a part in me coming, as my relationship with Tom and comfortability level, and really what the Devils have become in the NHL. And after talking with Lindy and seeing the type of person he was as well, because I didn't really know Lindy. But after speaking with him and talking to others about him, it made the choice easy.
Thanks very much, Travis.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Amanda. Our next question go to Ryan Novozinski, NJ.com.
Travis, welcome to New Jersey, man.
Hey, thanks. Thanks for having me.
No problem. Yeah, so I just wanted to, kind of gauge your, I guess, early thoughts. I know it's very early, but your thoughts on the potential of this power play and what it could do. And I guess, is that kind of going to be the main focus of your role there?
It will be part of it for sure. Lindy and I will obviously talk about other details, but we did talk about running the power play and obviously giving input where needed in any situation. But when you look at the New Jersey as a whole and look at their team from a power play standpoint, it's hard not to get excited. I think there's a certain components that you need to be a top power play in the league, and starting with skill and high-end skill. And I think it's obvious to everyone that New Jersey has a lot of that with their young players that are coming in. Obviously, knowledge of the power play, becoming knowledgeable about how to beat penalty kills. That comes with a little bit of age and being in the league for a while. I saw that firsthand with our group in Vancouver, where we had a lot of high-end skilled players, but they slowly got better on the power play from being in the league. And I think when you have that knowledge and skill and you compete hard, you've got a chance to be a top power play unit. And I see Jersey having that possibility with the group there.
And some of the earlier reports about your hiring had suggested that you had chosen New Jersey over a couple teams. Just sort of what did you see in this team? And is that sort of a league-wide perception now that this is the young core here is kind of budding and you kind of want to latch onto that maybe?
Well, that was a big part of it. I think for me, through the journey of deciding where I wanted to coach and talking with different teams, there was two things that were really important to me. One was winning, and two, the people that I was going to work with, from players and coaching staff and management. And New Jersey really checked all the boxes. A young, exciting team that's been developed through the draft, and you've seen them slowly mature. And last year they had a great season, and they really have in my opinion, a chance to win and win long term. And then the people that you get to work with, like I mentioned, Lindy and Tom, being able to work with them, but also the rest of the coaching staff, with Ryan, Chris, Sergey, Dave, goalie coach. You're always looking to learn and get better as a coach, and that New Jersey really checked everything that I was looking for when it came to joining a team.
Thank you, Travis. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Ryan. Our next question will go to James Nichols, NJD Hockey Now.
Hey, Travis. Welcome to New Jersey.
Hey, how are you?
Good, thank you. Just wanted to ask you first. Obviously you said it earlier. You were off for about a year and a half. In that time off, what did you learn? What did you reflect on, and what do you think that might do for your future with the New Jersey Devils?
Yeah, I think it was the first time in my coaching career that I'd been fired. So it did take a little time just for that to settle in. But I tried to use the time productively. Visited a few teams in Europe just to see different sides of coaching. Watched a lot of hockey last season in maybe ways that I hadn't before. And if I'm being honest, probably got really recharged, energized to get back, and I'm excited about the opportunity. Can't wait to get going.
When you were weighing your decisions, were there any players on this roster that you looked at and you said to yourself, I actually know their game, I've studied their game, and I'm excited to work with this specific player?
I don't think you can say just one player on this team. There's a lot of young, great players on that are still getting better. There's the common names that everyone talks about, but I think, for me to sit and name one or two, there's probably 8 to 10 guys. You look at every player on their roster right now, that they all bring something to the table that matters. And I can't wait to get going with the group.
Last one here for you. Obviously you're going to be running the special teams units. What do you think you're going to bring to the power play if you've been able to maybe study the Devils power play at all, maybe the penalty kill as well? I know it's fresh, but if you had any chance to look at it, what do you think you're going to bring to it? Maybe that's a little bit different. Any tweaks you might make there, or if you think it's good as is.
Well, they finished 13th last year. They're probably 2 percentage points from being a top 10 unit. I have watched a little bit of it. Obviously, you want to see what the lineup looks like once training camp comes. But for me, you talk about power play. There's a foundation of what you want to do as a group, and I think it's important that a coach, you've got to study the power play unit and see. There might be certain things that you like to do as a coach, but that unit might not be set up to run a certain play with their hands or something like that. Now you've got to look for different options. But from what I see, this is a unit that has the skill. They've got smart players. Obviously, compete's a big part of power play. When you look at the top power play units in the league, they have skill, they have knowledge, and they have compete. And that'll be a foundation of our group. But I'm excited to study a little more once we throughout the summer and look at the power play to see what they've done well, what I think maybe they can do better and maybe add to it. But also teaching the power play to young players is important. So they really really learn the power play themselves and how you can beat certain penalty kills and look for moments in a power play that that might help you score a goal.
Thanks again, Travis. Congrats, and we'll see you soon.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you, James. Next question go to Trey Matthews of Pucks and Pitchforks.
Thank you. Welcome once again to New Jersey, Travis. My first question.
Hey, thanks, Trey.
My first question for you: are there any specific lessons or techniques that you picked up while you were still coaching in Vancouver that you hope to transfer over to New Jersey?
Oh man, I think as a coach, you're always, you're always trying to learn, trying to figure out new techniques as far as what's working in the league, certain trends, maybe get ahead of trends. I think, in Vancouver, we did study offense and try to how do we install it, how do we teach it, how do we practice it, and look for certain scenarios in the game that you can take advantage of to score. I look forward to trying to do that with New Jersey. And also on the power play as well. Teaching and learning are a big part of the power play. And when you've got young players that are as good as they are already, that's what excites me.
Awesome. Now, my second question is, now that you're the associate coach, what do you hope to get out of the players from a personality perspective? What can they expect from you behind the bench?
Yeah, again, I'm a guy that's pretty direct, pretty honest. I look at like any good coach, you have to be demanding with players, but also be approachable. I think that's a big part of coaching. You want to install confidence and inspire players to play their best. And I think you go about that a little different with every player. And if you don't get to know your players and have daily communication with them, then it's hard to get to know them and understand what makes them tick and how to get the best out of them and really how to help them. Which leads to more wins for your group.
Good. That's all I got. Thank you so much.
All right, Trey.
Thank you, Trey. Our next question will go to Ben Brunell, Utica Rome Daily Sentinel.
Hey, Travis. Good to talk to you again.
Hey, Ben.
Things
How you
are
doing,
well.
man?
Not too bad about yourself.
Good.
Just wanted to ask you, I don't know if you realized, but it's almost 10 years since you were first named Utica Comets. Just wondering where Utica kind of ranks in terms of how, your career has gone and what you kind of took away from your time with the Comets.
Well, a lot. I can tell you that. It's, it seems like yesterday that, I went into Utica and just to watch the team grow and the organization grow from day one till the day I left was really amazing. Obviously, Robert Esch did an amazing job there. He's still a great friend to me, and Utica is always going to be a place that is really dear to me, to be honest.
I know you and Robert are kind of close friends. Have you chatted with him since you kind of took this role?
No, he just sent me a couple texts, sent me a picture of myself. He said that wasn't very flattering. I told him I've been trying to lose some weight since that picture was taken. So that's the only shot he took at me.
Thanks, Travis. Appreciate it.
All right, Ben. Good talking to you again.
Thank you, Ben. Our next question go to Mike Morial, NHL.com.
Hey, Travis. Welcome to Jersey. Congratulations.
Hey, Mike. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So Travis, what do you think it'll be like helping coach a bigger version of Quinn and Luke Hughes?
Yeah, it's exciting. I got to coach one Hughes for a little while and watch him come as a young guy and develop into a real top player in the league. And to be able to work with two now is they're gifted players. And I met Jack a long time ago at Quinn's draft. I haven't met him since, but I don't think I've met Luke yet. And great family. Got to know them well when I was coaching Quinn, and it'll be a pleasure to coach both these players.
One more, Travis. When I've spoken to players that have played for you in the past, and they're honest and open, they tell me how honest you are with them. How room's always open, talking about ideas, how to make these players better,
Right.
how inspiring you are as far as talking and speeches go. But what's your philosophy in helping the young players grow in the NHL today? Is it different than when you first started coaching, or is it somewhat similar to knowing how much more improved these players are in every area, basically?
I mean, I think you're always trying to evolve as a coach, but I do, you know, when I first started coaching, I promised myself I wouldn't forget what it's like to be the player. I think that's important. I said it earlier, you can't coach each player the same. They're all individuals. They all think a little bit different. And you're right. I do believe in that open, honest communication. Being able to be honest with a player is what allows him to grow as a player, not always necessarily telling him what he wants to hear, but also having that trust is important. So it allows you to be honest with a player, and you know, also telling a player when he's doing a good job and things that he's doing right, but also areas that he can be better in. I think that's vital for young players to grow, not only into better players, but into winning players.
Thanks, Travis. See you at the rink.
Okay, Mike.
Thank you, Mike. Our final question will go back to Amanda Stein, NewJerseyDevils.com.
Travis, just two more from me that I thought of. Obviously, you know, one of the things when coaches have come in, they've talked a lot about working with Lindy and just all the experience that he has.
Yeah.
Wondering what's appealing to you about that, and what do you look forward to maybe working with someone like Lindy, who has really, it seems, been able to revamp himself to fit different generations of players?
You know, that was a big part for me is, you know, you talk about growing as a coach and becoming better. I think you're always looking to improve. I know I am. And to be able to coach with, you know, under Lindy Ruff, for me, after talking with him, the decision became that much easier. Just his demeanor, but also he's been around, like you said, a long time and coached a long time in the NHL. And that's important for, I wanted to work with, and as good as Lindy is, there's also other coaches on the staff that I think I'm going to learn from as well. I know I've coached against Ryan before. He's been a long time coach in the league. He's got a good defensive mind. I look forward to that. Chris Taylor, I've known from years ago when I played against him, but also watched him coach and him develop as a coach. And I know he's a sharp guy from all parts of the game. And I played against Sergei for a long time. He was a very smart player. And I can only imagine how he is as a coach. And I would, you know, just by talking to people, I haven't met him yet. I've never met Sergei in person, but I'm going to bet that he's got a lot of great input into parts of the game as well. And I think that's important, that a staff can be open, honest, much like you talked about with players, and have discussions that help the group. And again, back to Lindy, when I talked with him, I could tell that, you know, that's the type of person he was. And that was important to me, to be with a staff that, A, I'm going to learn to, B, that'll work well together and feel comfortable with. And then obviously when you look at the team, the players, the young, exciting players, I can't wait to get going. I'm excited to be with the Devils now, and look forward to it.
Lastly, is your plan to be at the draft? Are you hoping to meet up with the team at the draft?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to spend a couple of days with Lindy and just get to know him a little bit. Play a round of golf with him at the NHL Coaches Association, and I'm sure he'll try to get some money off me during the day. But yeah, it'll be nice just to meet some people in the organization and start moving ahead to training camp.